friends. Look at these beautiful faces.
Yay!
We're back with a full house tonight. Yay! It's so good to see you all. It's so good to see you all in chat. Chat and I had a lot of fun last week after I braved the solo adventure alone against the static. I just want to tell you now, we had such a good time, and I've gotten several requests that we make each of you go through your own solo adventure at some point.
It's so fun.
What does that mean?
It means you're left alone, and it's like the coolest / worst choose your own adventure you've ever lived through.
There's a zombie
That's
apocalypse one. I would love to.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I don't know. Zombie apocalypse isn't very Call of Cthulhu. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I'll make.
Man. It depends what kind of zombies they are.
True. I'll cook up something fun for you. But that was so much fun. Thanks again to chat for all of their help, even though it didn't quite work out so well for old Charlie, my character. We told a terrific story, and we had a blast. And I did not finish an entire bottle of wine. Anyway, I could not get back to get into the story with these four amazing people tonight. But first, let's do a little bit of business time. Ron.
We have sponsors.
Yes,
We're
we do.
Sponsored by Die Hard Dice, the place to go for gorgeous dice and accessories. They also pride themselves on amazing customer service. Any dice you need, any questions you have, they're there to help. They have an amazing spring cleaning sale where you can get up to 50% off so many of their classic dice designs, but also they just premiered new versions of their beautiful Life Link counters for Magic the Gathering with all kinds of stunning designs. MTG players, check them out.
They are gorgeous. Like they've got these like blood-bound designs and like a burnished gold and copper. And again, I don't really play Magic the Gathering, but you know I'm drawn to fancy accessories.
That Magic the Gathering, it's gotten real popular.
What? The first I've heard of this.
Who knew? You can find check it out at dieharddice.com. And don't forget to use our coupon code DungeonRun, all one word, capital D, capital R, at checkout for a discount on us. We're also sponsored by Eldritch Foundry. Beautiful detailed minis now available pre-painted. They're rolling out new designs all the time with their amazing design engine. So go to eldritch-foundry.com right now and use our code TheDungeonRun, capital TDR, at checkout for a discount on us. I got to tell you, I have been playing with the Eldritch Foundry engine the last few days.
Yeah,
been making a lot of characters for no reason in particular. I got to tell you, some of their monster bodies are super cool. Snake bodies,
they have new Leonin designs that are really
Leonin designs. They're thrones. If you haven't checked out the throne stuff, it's very cool too.
Yeah,
check them out. We are a show that is made possible by Patreon. Go to patreon.com/thedungeon for all the incredible bonus content. For just $5 a month, you get access to cool behind-the-scenes content and our after-show Short Rest, which is exclusive only to you patrons. Exclusive VODs for our recent dungeon cooldowns with free interactivity and a spot in our exclusive D&D campaign run by Morgan Peter Brown.
Who?
There's so many rewards. You.
Oh, sorry.
It's you. Yeah, you asked me who. There's so many rewards at all the different levels. There's so much more fun to be had. So get over to patreon.com/thedungeonrun. Morgan.
As you might know, thank you. If you're new here, we are an interactive show where you have the chance to affect our story in unique and surprising ways. Use our custom Twitch extension or the link you can find in the About section of our Twitch page, or you can just go to streamelements.com/thedungeonrun/tip. There are two ways to help or challenge our players. You can choose to give bonus or penalty die for any player or the keeper. It's just like advantage and disadvantage, where you roll twice and take the higher or the lower. We have a few new that just came in. I just saw a new one come in for Lorelei from Schweigai. So that will go into your bank, Rachel. But I'm keeping track of that here. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But also, you can gift any player the power of luck. We are giving you the option of adding 10 luck points to any player's stash that they can use to turn a failure into a success. As a matter of fact, Lexi Eden has 10 luck points from Angel Devilson, which I
Oh my
believe
gosh.
was the use of their free interactivity cash-in
Amazing.
from Patreon. Yes. And that is a reminder to you folks, if you've gotten your monthly free interactivity and you haven't cashed it in yet, message us on Patreon, or you can message me on Discord. Angel Devilson has also been helping out with that. Thank you so much, as always, Angel, to let us know how you would like to cash in your free interactivity. Thank you so much, friends. We're always so thankful for you. They're gonna need this luck. They're gonna need these bonus and penalty die. That is for sure. This game is dangerous.
Well done.
So many
Don't
accents. No.
That's French for dangerous, you guys.
Thank you. La liaison dangereux. Just wait till we're headed to France this episode. No.
And no wine has been consumed yet.
Maybe later. Anyway, okay. Well, so that is that. But thank you so much to all of you who help affect the show and help us tell this story. We're so grateful to all of you. But I'm ready. So let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
With that, let's fall into the forbidden. Last time we were together, our investigator's worst nightmares became a grim reality. Charlotte awoke from a terrible vision, wherein she witnessed Dr. Donald Gilmour, the comatose experimental physicist they had found, along with his partner, Dr. Jerome Lackey, in the basement of the Thistledown Golf Club, conducting strange experiments in etheric projection. Awaking in a panic after envisioning Dr. Gilmour stretched in the most painful of ways in the strange setting of an aquarium, Charlotte became incensed that they must do all they can to rescue Dr. Gilmour. Awaking Lorelei and Diarmuid, the three of them had an early morning conference in the kitchen of Crowwood Hall, the Scottish manor house belonging to Arthur Macmillan, the rich publishing magnate that they had come to rescue. But without seeming a true plan, the three of them set back out to Thistledown in order to find some sort of ways in which Dr. Gilmour's consciousness might be rescued from the ether, even though their own doubts and second thoughts seemed to follow them all along the way. They removed the booby trap that Diarmuid had placed in case any wandering or nefarious-minded individuals might happen upon the machine, and continued to learn more about each other and more about the doubts and fears and histories that guided them all to this strange place, to this the strangest of circumstances, these people that barely knew each other conducting this investigation far from where any of them live. And as they returned to Crowwood Hall for a meeting with Arthur Macmillan, his wife Crystal, and his son Gordon, the group of them set out to hatch a plan for how to present this strangest of tales to the world. Being a rich man, Arthur Macmillan certainly had discretion and appearances on his mind, as he did not want the world to know of the strange and supernatural occurrences that had caused him to disappear for almost a month. So the group, after getting paid rather handsomely by the Macmillans, surprise Lexi, I don't know if you knew that part yet.
Money.
Were able to hatch a plan, hatch a cover story, if you will, for what to tell the rest of the outside world as to what exactly happened at the Thistledown Golf Club. But just as this plan was coming to its full inception, some strange noises began from downstairs of the Crowwood Hall. When Diarmuid, Lorelei, and Charlotte raced to find what was the matter, they discovered the butler, Keating, almost out of consciousness on the floor of the foyer. The door of the manor swinging wide open, the snow from outside coming into the marble flooring. As Keating looked up at them, he said, "The scientist." He ran. Charlotte ran towards the bedroom where they had been left, where Dr. Gilmour's and Lackey had been left. But Diarmuid and Lorelei chased out the front door to see what was the matter exactly. And they saw, to their horror, off to one side, the lumbering, running, loping body of the formerly catatonic Dr. Donald Gilmour, racing across the snowy field towards Thistledown Golf Club. Racing in such a way as if one might expect they were not comfortable or familiar in this body. As Lorelei and Diarmuid quickly jumped into the automobile to chase down this figure, Lorelei noticed that indeed the arms of this body seemed to be slightly longer, and the fingers of one hand formed into a horrifying 4 sharp-like appendages. But with some incredible driving, I'm just remembering the Rolls last episode. With some incredible driving prowess, Diarmuid was able to swing the tail of the car around and smashing into this creature, throwing it headlong into the snow, almost crippling it. And as it was crawling towards Thistledown, its legs no longer working after this massive impact from the automobile. But as Lorelei and Diarmuid walked up to this broken body of Dr. Gilmour, or something that used to be Dr. Gilmour, they looked into its eyes and saw another creature entirely. Eyes already starting to go over milky gray, and coming out of his head seemed to be the beginning of antenna-like appendages. Lorelei sought to connect with Gilmour, seeing if there was any of him still left in there. But the effort seemed trivial, as whatever seems to have taken him over moved to attack them. And Diarmuid ended the creature there in the snowy field with several shots from his revolver. Charlotte, meanwhile, back inside the Crowwood Hall, found Dr. Lackey bleeding and seemingly meant for dead in the bedroom where they had been left with his friend, formerly Dr. Gilmour. But she was able to gather herself enough to perform an extraordinary feat of first aid and treat his stab wounds in the abdomen in order to keep him alive. And that was the day after Christmas. And that was what happened to Dr. Donald Gilmour and Dr. Jerome Lackey. But also on the day after Christmas, there was Eden. Eden The day after you pulled Charlotte and those men out of the ether, out of that hidden space under the stairs in the basement of the golf club and back into the light of day, you'd had the boring but unpleasant task of keeping watch over the two scientists through the night, which had been uneventful, save for what sounded to be fitful dreams for Dr. Lackey, and just that measured, constant, low breathing of Dr. Gilmour. But nothing else. All seemed quiet. Until early the next morning, Keating, the butler, knocked on the door. "Good morning, Miss Danforth. I hope the night has been a restful one. The Lady Milligan just rang and asked if you were able to drop by this morning for a check-in."
Is she, yes.
As I understand it, all is. She did not seem in distress of any kind. I think it was more a matter of curiosity.
Oh, well, that's good then. Yeah, let her know that I'll be by sometime.
Certainly. Your companions were up early, but I believed they've stepped out for the moment. And it's like 8 a.m. And but certainly, you maybe heard some rumblings in the kitchen around 5 a.m. as maybe the distant sounds of a heated conversation. I don't know, maybe. But before you were able to get back to sleep. But leaving this and seeing that for the most part, knowing that Diarmuid, Charlotte, and Lorelei were in the vicinity around, and Doctors Lackey and Gilmour seemed safe and sound for the moment, you felt secure enough to take the automobile on the hour drive back through the wintry countryside, back to the one of the several homes belonging to Lady Flora Milligan, Baroness of Downey Castle, and your friend and benefactor, the woman who had sent you here in the first place after she had heard of the great distress that the Macmillan family was under. You drive the car on this December 26th, and you approach this impressive and familiar house, her favorite to stay at during the winter holidays, with its 18 bedrooms and beautiful landscaping, frosty hedgerows and leafless oak trees giving it a quiet elegance that you've always enjoyed. The layer of snow on the ground is already peppered with small animal tracks around the grounds. You park the car, and as you're approaching the front door, it opens, as if expecting you, and you see the stern face of Eloise, Lady Milligan's housekeeper, dressed as she always is in her formal apron and dress. She greets you in her usual stoic manner. "You're back?"
Good morning, Eloise. Great to see you.
You missed the holiday. Well. It's fine. I'd been hearing you were up to some impressive things.
You could call them impressive.
I'm sure my lady will want to hear all about it. Are you hungry? And she leaves the door open as she walks back into the house, expecting you to follow.
Oh, I follow immediately. This is song and dance.
Yeah, this is very much the usual interaction between the two of you. You get the sense, I mean, you know her well enough to know that there is warmth there in this woman. It's not a distaste, but this is maybe as much warmth as she gives anyone, this housekeeper.
Yeah.
I believe she's waiting in the study, but if you'd like some food, I could bring you something.
If she's waiting, has anything changed?
No, not to my knowledge. Besides Christmas.
What happened on Christmas? For you, at least.
The usual, a few out and about. A few friends, a few acquaintances. I believe her niece wrote. She got a lovely letter.
Interesting.
But I think she was more curious what's been going on with you.
I should probably get in, tell her how things have been going, honestly.
You step into this beautiful appointed study on the first floor. It stretches with ornate windows all along one side, showcasing the beautiful snowy grounds that you're so familiar with. And there, sitting by a crackling fire, in an elegantly comfortable housecoat, long silvery blonde hair braided just so, is the Lady Flora Milligan. There's a delicate pair of spectacles balanced on her nose, She seems to be perusing cards and letters, friendly paperwork, if you will. But she's someone who bears the wisdom of a woman well past middle-aged, but there is something timeless about her beauty. She's a 60-year-old smoke show, is what I'm saying.
She's hot. Yeah.
Yeah. She's taken care of herself. She's never married, and you know this of her. These are things, but she's a woman who has never felt she's needed a man and never needed anyone else to speak for her in the House of Scottish Lords. There you are, darling. I've begun to worry.
And you would be right to. Things were quite interesting at the Macmillan household.
Interesting. I hope I didn't pull you anything away from anything too important.
I don't think so.
I've heard that the rich American is safe and sound.
As safe as any fret businessman looking for, a way out of the life that he's been living for quite a while can be.
Sounds like quite a lot.
I assume... Oh, go ahead.
Are you all right? You look a bit... Yeah, you look a bit scattered.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Things were harsh.
She looks long at you, and she hears your careful choosing of your words. Sit, please.
I immediately go over.
And she takes your hand. And this is... It's still... She's a very intimidating woman, but she's warm to you. But she the two of you have a comfortable enough relationship where she takes your hand. You're a bit of a hero.
In what way?
A rescuer. Heroes rarely feel like heroes, from what I hear. But if the stories are true, I think people will see you that way.
I don't think I've ever cared how people see me.
Well, it always helps to have powerful friends, dear. And these investigators from America, how'd you find them?
Peculiar. They don't listen at all.
I'm told that's something of a problem with them.
You would think that, regardless of what side of the sea you're on, you'd be able to tell, oh, there's danger here. We shouldn't approach the danger. And then very quickly they're running towards it.
The line between bravery and stupidity, my dear.
Very thin. Very, very thin.
I won't lie. I don't mind having you as my agent in the field, so to speak. Information's always useful, oftentimes, in ways that'll surprise you. As long as you're not too bothered, of course, as long as you're happy. And if you promise to keep me in your thoughts.
I owe you more than my life. I am very happy exactly where I am, but I will say that I wasn't able to recover much this time. I didn't learn too much.
All right. Well, just keep an ear out. That's all I ask.
Anything specific that you might be looking for?
It's good to know. I don't want to be quite so untoward as to say it's nice to know the weaknesses of those around you, the powerful people around you. But it's good to know oftentimes where certain soft spots are. This Macmillan fellow, if he seems kind and gracious enough and like he won't cause too much trouble around, fine. I'll leave him be. But an American causing a lot of noise in the area gives me pause.
I think he's bored.
Huh.
I think he's bored like all men who have too many things. They stop seeing all of what's in front of them as a gift. So I would say that's quite a soft spot for him.
Are you bored?
I'm tired.
Well, here. Get some rest. I understand they'll want you back soon, but here, you have some food. I'm so proud of you, my love. It may be a day late, but and she'll reach under and she hands you a beautifully wrapped box. Merry Christmas.
I didn't get anything for you.
You've done plenty.
Do people normally open it in front of the
Yes,
present?
please.
Okay. I think that when she received the gift, she stood up and like took it from Lady Milligan's hands and then is slowly going to like go back to sitting.
She's I think sort of used to this sort of she gives you sort of a bemused smile as she kind of watches you. She's her eyes never miss anything.
Yeah. And then I'll open. Is it like a box? Is it?
It's a small box about yay big.
Okay. It's my second gift in like
It's true.
24 hours.
All kinds of gifts.
This is like the most gifts I've had in like my entire life. So she's going to unwrap it. That like cautious
ripping no paper, just getting
exactly.
The unfolding. Absolutely,
possibly
sure.
she could reuse it again.
Sure.
I shouldn't be the person that this is wasted on. You know, that kind of thing.
Yes. She watches just with a slight smile on her face, but inside you find an expensive pocket watch. Gold with what you recognize to be her family's crest etched into the lid.
Was this for your niece? This is a mistake.
You don't know the power you have, do you? You don't know how much you mean to those around you, do you? It's for you. You're part of my family.
I don't mean to be rude, but I don't think you want that.
Dear, I've handled plenty in my life. You don't scare me.
I'm not trying to scare you, but you know what happened to my father.
Aye. And I know how you struggled. The world is what we make of it, dear. Curses and hexes, things of that nature. They're not all that powerful, as long as we've got good friends.
I will try believing that, and I will hang on to this for as long as I can try.
I guess I could accept that. And the two of you sit together for a short while after Eloise brings you a sandwich and some leftovers from the Christmas meal. But it's not long before, from the hall, you hear the telephone ring. And you hear Eloise, you hear her voice as she quickly picks it up. And after a moment, she pokes her head into the study. Eden, They're asking for you back at the McMillans. It sounds like something's happened.
Oh. Back I go, I guess.
And back to that thing that happened. Diarmuid and Lorelei, you are standing in this snowy field. The strange, translucent, and red blood drifting and seeping into the snowy grass on all sides of this thing that used to be Donald Gilmour. Two of you got to make me a sanity roll. I mean, that was pretty messed up.
Fair, sure. Yeah. Okay, I got a 71 and my sanity's 60.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
How about you, Ron? Oh, I think
92 over 70.
Boy!
we're doing great so far. Don't make that noise.
Could have been worse.
Okay.
You both take 4 points of sanity damage.
Okay.
So just under the threshold for temporary insanity. But as the two of you stand side by side over the body of this thing in the grass, the gun still smoking at your hip, you're looking into the eyes of this thing that's no longer quite human. What do you do?
Diarmuid picks up the shell casings.
We have to get it in the car.
We've got to burn it.
Yes, but not here. Not where someone could come across it.
There's a furnace in the building, isn't there?
Yes.
Right. Morgan, I'll take off my coat and throw it over and pick him up.
I don't know that you would be able to pick up this body on your own.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
There's something about, even through the texture of your jacket, there's something about the flesh around the arms and around the head that seems harder and heavier.
I mean, I'm still going to try to pick him up.
Okay, roll me a strength roll.
Yeah.
We'll make it hard difficulty.
Okay. 22 under 80.
Yep. Okay. It takes a little bit of a, but you are able to lift, and the ground.
Open the trunk.
Lorelei, you quickly see this. Oh, okay. And you're able to quickly get to. You run around the now slightly dented side of the automobile where the tail of it swung around and smacked into the side of this creature. But as Diarmuid is able to force it into the trunk, Peter Craig, the groundskeeper, who had been thrown by this creature moments ago, holding some of his wounds. My God. What are we doing with that?
Peter, are you okay?
I'll be fine, I think. What was it?
No,
One of
quite
the doctors.
sure.
He went insane, I think.
More than insane.
Listen, I think we should go back and ask the family what we'd like to. It's dead. I mean, yeah, you shot it. I just saw. Yeah, sorry. Yes.
I've actually not checked if it's dead. I'll open the trunk and tear off the jacket and just make sure that it is not breathing.
Yeah, your hands touch its flesh, and this graying, slightly scalier growing flesh. And there is nothing, you can find nothing of a pulse, but it also doesn't seem to be moving, doesn't seem to be anything of that nature.
Peter, what exactly did you see?
So I'm sorry, we got some serious sirens.
So bad.
Okay, there we are. Sheesh. Hope everyone's safe. I didn't see much. He came running out the door. He didn't even look at me. He just sort of threw me. He was running so fast. I feel like I was thrown like away. Thrown like 10 and some odd feet.
Interesting.
But I didn't. It was so fast. He seemed, confused and injured.
I think we should get back to the house.
All right. Charlotte, confident you've stabilized Dr. Lackey for the moment, though certain he'll need a hospital before long. You've come down to the foyer standing alongside Gordon, Arthur's son, who's wringing his hands and pacing after this strange new escalation of events. The police have already been called. They'll likely be here in the next hour or two. Just
deep breaths, Gordon. We will.
How does this change things?
I don't know if it on the outside does, other than the door. Is the door like smashed?
The front door to the house?
Yeah.
No, it's a strong door, so it did not have like it was not able to like throw it off the hinges or anything like that.
Okay. We haven't said that the doctors were even here, right?
I believe the police were informed that my father was recovered with 2 men.
And one of them has seemed to wandered away.
Yes.
Yes.
The other is he.
He is stable. He's not good though. Gordon, we need to take him to the hospital.
We should we can call an ambulance.
I think that would be best. I've only been able to stabilize him, but I don't know. We need more equipment.
And I'll go. I'll make sure Mrs. Grant, and to make sure, I'll call the ambulance. And he heads back into the kitchen, and Charlotte, you watch him go, but as you turn around, Diarmuid and Lorelei are parking the car and starting to walk up to the entrance of the house. You see the 3 of you together.
Charlotte rushes out. What happened? Are you guys okay?
Yes.
Calm. You're very calm. That's good or terrible? What happened?
We've got to burn a body.
Donald's body?
I wouldn't call it Donald.
It was no longer Donald. He was beginning to physically alter.
Okay.
It's one of the things wearing a Donald suit.
Can I see?
It's in the trunk, but you might want to prepare yourself, Doctor.
I'm a medical professional. I will be fine.
Do you remember we dealt with you in severed limbs?
Severed
Not
limbs?
that he doesn't have any of those. No,
as long as he doesn't have a severed limb.
No, just a gunshot hole.
That's fine.
More than one.
Several. Yeah.
And all in the cranial area, just so you're clear.
That's not. I mean, that's bad for sure. But I mean, I've cut someone open, and I have been inside a person's abdomen, and I think that's probably grosser. Let's. I'm going to go to the trunk, and I'm going to open it.
You open it, and you see this. I mean, Diarmuid probably had to bend its body in some rather uncomfortable, well, it would be uncomfortable if it were still alive, ways in order to fit it into this trunk. But you do see, almost from the legs and the waist up, it would almost seem to be just this same form of Dr. Gilmour. But you see very quickly, your eyes go to that one hand, or what used to be a hand, and you spot very quickly the 4 jagged, sharp-looking appendages now that seem to have burst through what used to be his hand, and they are dripping with what you can only assume is the blood of Dr. Lackey.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And the jacket that is covering, we'll say Diarmuid's jacket is at least covering some of the face and some of the area if you would like to keep investigating. But that is the first thing that you see.
So before we burn Donald here, one, the police are on their way, and I think that I smell. I don't know if you've ever burned a body before, but it's terrible. And 2, we should take it to the shed. We should take this to the shed now.
Oh, okay. We were thinking about taking it to the furnace in the club and burning it there, but obviously after the police are gone.
Yeah.
Lorelei, I would tell you that the furnace in the basement of Thistledown isn't quite as it's because the Thistledown is not as big as let's say an asylum or a giant institutional building. Fitting an entire body in that furnace might be difficult.
I'm not thinking of fitting it in their hole.
Oh,
Yeah,
got it. Yep. Got it. Yep.
Oh, my phobia is back.
Oh God. Oh God.
Suddenly nightmares.
Gosh.
Okay, but the police are going to be on their way, and they're going to want to talk to us. So let's, for now, move.
We should hide the car as well, because there's damage to the car, and they will likely ask about it.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even. Yes.
Lies covered up some crimes.
No, I just want to be talked to. Anything I can do to be talked to less. Right.
Got it.
Is there a behind the house area? Is it just the front of the house with the driveway, or is there
no, yeah. There's,
Okay.
and so yeah, you'll remember, I forget who mentioned the shed, but you'll remember the shed is where you sort of performed the autopsy on the leg 2 nights prior. And there are several outbuildings, but the clearest one seems to be the shed, which has now been sort of turned into a garage.
Yes.
And Peter Craig, the groundskeeper who has come up to the front of the house. If there's a disposing of things we need to do, I don't know how I feel about. I'm gonna go inside and talk to the family. There are certain things that are not really my purview.
Take care of yourself.
Just don't think about it. Don't think about it.
Gonna go get some Bactine for my bruises.
Oh, Peter.
Charlotte.
Yes.
How's the other doctor?
He's stable. He was very, very injured, and Gordon's going to call an ambulance for him. There's nothing more than I can do for him. He's stable, but I don't know for how long.
We've got a problem.
Yes, we need to keep him alive because we need to know about this place, and also,
of course, and how to dismantle and all of that, right? But the problem is, the police, I assume, know about the 2.
Yes, and I said to Gordon, perhaps the other one ran away. Perhaps he just left. Perhaps he was feeling better and just decided to leave.
Or he violently beat up the butler, and jetted somewhere.
Yes, that.
I was going to suggest insanity.
Great. He's on the loose then, and so the police should find him.
Yes.
Then.
Yes.
Great. Understood. We should tell Gordon that because the story that I told him was very contradictory.
You might want to go tell him now if the cops are on their way.
What about Faux Donald?
We'll take care of it.
Okay. I'd like to examine this.
We will let you look at it before we incinerate it or whatever we're going to do, but now we are short on time, and I think that we should hide the car and hide the body.
Great.
Now.
Fantastic. Let's and break.
So we're not choosing to dispose of the body before the police arrive. We're going to hide them to be clear. Okay,
Yes.
great.
Yes.
Um,
We don't have time.
And Morgan, just to make sure. Did I take it? I didn't. Darn.
Okay.
Well, never mind. I had some points in law, but I got rid of them.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Oh.
There's a law
gonna-
stat.
There
Yeah.
is a lost
I only have 6 in it.
It's but more than. Oh no, I have 10. What?
Hey.
I
What?
put law stat. I
Nice.
did that.
You're a learned lady. But there's sort of an organized scattering as Lorelei and Diarmuid, you head towards the garage, parking the car there and doing your best to cover it, to cover leaving the body in the trunk, to basically make this look as inconspicuous as possible, using throw cloths, things of that nature, closing the door of the garage shut. And the McMillan family is, I mean, you're only able to communicate so much to Crystal and Arthur in the time that you have allotted, but basically you are able to make sure, and they are very willing to go along with the plan of the story of a renegade rampaging Dr. Donald Gilmour roaming the countryside.
Yes.
That seems to all make sense to them. About an hour later, Eden, you arrive back at Crowwood Hall, and you find, I think by this time, your companions in the study, maybe having cleaned up, maybe having, just drinking tea or things of that nature in preparation for making sure that everything is, everyone is as together as they possibly could be. Charlotte, you've probably had time to check and change perhaps Dr. Lackey's bandages, things of that nature, keeping him stable. You've been assured that the ambulance will be here probably shortly after the time that the police will come. This estate is a bit out into the Scottish countryside, so things can take a little longer, and it's 1922. But Eden, you step into this room, and you get the sense as if you've missed quite a lot since you left this morning.
Well,
You've returned.
What's going on?
You've missed a lot.
Thought everyone was just having breakfast.
Oh, we've had 2 breakfasts today. We've been up since 5.
Second breakfast.
Yes.
Should be soon 11sies.
I wish. Where do we even start?
So, Donald was stretched in one of my dreams, and the dream Donald actually possessed him, and then he turned into a man bug thing, ran around.
I feel like we've started at the end, and we're going backward.
The main thing is he changed in real life and went running towards the golf course, and now he's been shot dead.
I think that the most important part of this as well is that I saw him in my dream where I visited him, and I've learned that, I don't know if you know this, you might. So the ether, the place that we visited before, it now does not need a doorway to exit. As it turns out, it can just exit through people.
So great.
Slight
Sorry,
there.
how did we learn?
Still a doorway, just a people doorway.
Yes, it's still a doorway. Yes. Donald was a doorway. His body was empty, an empty vessel, and that creature filled it.
Don't get lost. Otherwise, you become a suit.
Yes. Oh, I'm
What
afraid
does
of
lost
sleep
mean?
now. So
Oh, we can't sleep.
I don't know.
No, I think we're fine to sleep.
Well,
Okay,
What
so
is
Ron
getting-
needs a clarification real quick.
Go ahead.
How long has Eden been gone?
Eden's been gone only a matter of hours.
Yeah.
You last saw Eden last night.
Got it.
During so
Got it.
basically after Charlotte, because this is still the same day that Charlotte woke up from the nightmare, and the three of you had your plan starting very early in the morning, and then went to Thistledown and came back. Whereas Eden left while you were gone, but has been gone for we'll say about 3-4 hours.
Thank you for the clarification.
But a very eventful 3 to 4 hours as we
Well, this is a lot. What does getting lost look like? Is there a look? Is there something that we should? What if someone gets lost?
You have to wait what that looks like until after the police come,
yes.
if you know what I mean.
The police are coming.
Yes.
Because Arthur was found. And he wants to know, or they want to just check in and all of that. So it should be a normal time.
Do we have to be there for that?
It's a
I
good
mean,
question.
we are the reason that he got found, so it would be kind of weird if we weren't there.
I guess.
Now, a very good point could be made. We don't all have to be there. We could send a representative, and deal with it that way.
Is that you indicating you'd like to be the representative?
Well, if you're dealing with cops, I think maybe I'm incorrect, but I think I probably have the most experience with them.
Yes. No, I'm just to be so clear, I am so excited for you to volunteer for that.
Well, I'm not sure. Here's the thing about cops.
Yes.
They have power, but they
Sure.
don't always have brains. So I'm hoping these do, but from what I've understood from Mr. McMillan, maybe they don't. So I don't know.
I will
do
say
what I
that
can.
it might be helpful to have me there with you, just because
Agreed.
you're an
I was going to
American.
suggest,
and,
yes.
Yeah. All of those things.
Hold on now.
Well,
I might be
sorry,
from
sorry.
America. I
Oh,
am not
gosh.
American.
I'm
How dare.
American.
How dare!
Yeah. What?
I owe you a drink. That was
Thank
terrible.
you. I appreciate it. I was about to say, I mean, no offense, Charlotte.
Oh
None
no, we're
or-
awful. We're terrible. No,
none-
please. I'm not offended because it's true.
All right. Well, yeah, Americans are horrible. Anyway,
Yes. That's why I travel so much.
America's catching strays tonight, and probably
I travel so much.
probably worth it.
I mean, honestly, it's not that Britain is much better
No.
if we're going to get down to it,
Problems.
But we are here.
and also
Right.
don't let the Queen hear me say that.
I like you. Yes, I'll stick with you.
King.
King at this point.
This would be the king, yes.
King.
I think.
1930,
Wait. Yes. King.
1929,
Yes. No, 22.
22.
It's the king. The king's English.
Hey, George V. That's
George V. Of course.
Right.
Which is the one before Colin Firth in the King's Speech. Sorry,
Right.
anyway.
So don't let the king hear me say that.
Luckily, we're very far away from King's country. But let's.
Where'd you go?
Yeah, well,
What?
where were you? You weren't in your room. We were very loud.
And I was worried about you, to be honest.
Yes.
I needed to do some things for myself. I am a gamekeeper after all. I can't leave the land that I tend for too long.
Right.
Of course.
That seemed a bit defensive there.
Sorry. I there is a lady that I take care of, that I make sure that her grounds attended, and
Oh.
she
Say more.
I don't know why that was funny, but it was.
I was like, wait a second, wait.
Sorry.
Because I wanted to be like,
Attending the ground.
Lady caller.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, it's amazing.
Wink.
Yeah, wink, wink. Well, she's the reason that I even know about this place. She's the one that knows the Macmillans and employed me to gather you all.
Sorry, who is she?
Her name is Lady Milligan.
Oh,
And ring any bells?
that's a pretty
Morgan?
name.
You could roll a knowledge roll or an a know roll, as they call it in Call of Cthulhu. It's basically it's an intelligence roll.
Intelligence.
Can I do the same thing? Maybe
Absolutely.
I've heard about
Yeah,
her?
I think Lorelei and Diarmuid are probably more likely to have heard than Charlotte.
Yes, I'm not rolling. I don't think I know.
That would be a 12 under 90.
Don't go being
Don't play show
fancy.
off.
Yeah, whatever.
I got a 68 under 80, but I guess it's not a 12.
I spent 40 luck.
I spent all of my luck points, all 52.
Hey, you do you.
That's an extreme success.
My goodness.
Both of you know, though, Lorelei, it does take you a second to quite place the name where you know it. But the Lady Flora Milligan is the Duchess of Downey Castle. She is a member of the Scottish House of Lords and Ladies. She's Scottish royalty. She's Scottish royalty. With your extreme success, Ron, I'll tell you a little bit.
I'm an agency man.
I'll give you that. You know what I said earlier, which is that you know that she is a fiercely independent woman, keeps to herself, can be a little unpredictable. She keeps her own mind on certain subjects. She doesn't seem to fall in line with any one person, any one ideology. She more seems to keep her own counsel.
How does the royalty seem to deal with Lady?
They give her space, and they also make use of her, when she's needed. It's not a cold not a cold relationship, certainly by any means, but she's left to her own devices for the most part. Don't rock my boat, I won't rock yours type of relationships.
But nothing no big moves, nothing in the news, nothing like.
No,
she likes to keep to the shadows.
Yes, yeah, very much that.
Despite being royalty, got it.
Correct. Yes,
understood.
She's more than happy to live a very comfortable, quiet life.
Got it.
The dream.
I know. I was like,
You're royal.
to live in
You're
the forest
quiet.
away.
You're hot.
Yeah, you're quiet. You don't need no man. You have.
That's why I really wanted us. This is why I really wanted us to meet her tonight. So yes, yeah. That was
Right.
Well,
Well,
fine,
I'm
I'm
ready
not
to fall in
jealous.
love, Morgan.
Yeah.
Introducing my.
Does she need
Jillian
many girlfriends?
I mean,
Just asking for me.
for all
we
of
can
us.
take this campaign in a very different direction.
It's now a dating sim.
Becomes a dating Cthulhu dating sim.
Forbidding is a whole
So
new
outrageous, so chaotic. It's a very serious game, you guys.
We're all very serious people. I
Four
don't
of you-
Everybody relax.
The four of you roll up to the house. Hi, we live here now.
Even I feel like I know even more, but also at the same time less about you, knowing that you're with the lady.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
Oh no, not at all. I wasn't complaining. I just I hope. How long you've been with the lady?
Since I was young.
All right, makes sense then why you're so capable. You were afforded the luxuries of learning.
Oh, that's not how I would put it, but
You wouldn't.
I would say that
You're a groundskeeper. You learned something.
I had to. I think in another life I would have had a very different skill set. Let's say it that way.
I see.
Something very dangerous for me. And she gave me an opportunity to see something different out of myself. But that opportunity only came if I became who I am now. So afforded is I guess that is a good way to put it, but
Because it cost you something.
it did cost me something.
Well,
But-
I'm glad you're here and I'm glad to know you.
Me too. This is a very interesting group, but Lady Milligan is uninterested in what goes on. I told her that things got interesting and that you all were peculiar, but otherwise not much. So at least we don't have to worry about that. But
I
I'm
will
here.
choose to take that as a compliment.
And you should.
Good.
Is there an insight?
You can roll psychology.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The way that she said that was a little.
Uh-huh. But
I
did
don't
you?
know.
But did you?
Don't know. No, it's a 36 over 10.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
Dang.
I mean, it all sounds.
Yeah.
It's like you said. You're learning a lot about Eden in a short amount of time, but nothing sounds out of the ordinary or seems strange at this moment.
Well, so if you don't know that there's another plane of existence and monsters everywhere, I have just committed murder. So we're going to have to figure out how that's going to work.
I mean, it was.
Honestly, it's not the first time I've committed murder, so it's not a problem.
I
But
mean,
it's mostly that. Well, I told you I was in the war.
I know, but that's
Right,
not.
right.
Murder is a little different in the legal system.
Yeah,
Philosophical
it's-
conversations about what
context.
murder is or not.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Yes, you've
bigger
killed
conversation.
people.
I meant in the war is what I meant.
Okay, you
I
killed
will
people.
To
say
clarify.
that this does. I mean, everybody looks frazzled. This looks more like a self-defense thing to me than.
I don't know that swinging a car around and slamming into something is anything ever as a defense.
That wasn't Donald though, and it wasn't a person. It was.
But we
It had to
can't
be
tell
stopped, and it
them
was
that.
changing. Yes.
I don't feel bad about what happened. I think we did the right thing. All I'm saying is, if you don't believe in things that other people are going to call magic, we've got a big problem.
Yes.
Well, we don't
Yeah.
tell them that we found Donald.
Mhm.
Donald's on the loose. We
Right.
don't. He's
Donald
just out
on
there.
the loose.
He's just
Donald on the
gone.
loose.
You
Donald
don't
not
think
here.
They're going to start looking. For
Well, they
Donald
should
and
start
hiding
looking. I hope they
somewhere.
find him.
And you don't think they're going to start looking in the places that we hid things.
I don't think that we've really. I think they'll look into his history, and we're not in his history. We're in his, present. So I don't think it can be traced back to us,
True. Yes.
I agree.
especially if, Peter's injured, right? So there's our proof right there. This man just left.
He almost killed his friend
Mhm.
and ran away.
Yes.
Right. I guess
Yes.
it's mostly that we need Mr. McMillan to be unwilling to allow them the freedom to roam.
Yes, I think that that's extremely fair.
You would all be very familiar with the point that there is no love lost between the Macmillans and the local authorities.
Right. We just need to be explicit about it.
Mhm.
So I think I'm going to go tell Mr. McMillan as much and let him know that I'm our representative. As long as everyone's comfortable with that.
I'll come with you,
Yes, obviously we discussed that, yeah.
of course.
Right.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Is that so? You all disperse to your various areas. At Diarmuid, you go speak to Arthur, yes, and you sort of catch him up on the situation and what the plan is. And this situation seems to have earlier in the morning. He was someone that you saw quite. It was quite jarring to see this formerly very powerful, very wealthy man seem quite weak and recovering. But you do see a life in his eyes now at what has happened this morning that wasn't there earlier, in terms of you see him listening to you hard. And when you're talking about what the explanation will be, he's yes, the man got away. Seems to. What took him, Mr. O'Reilly?
What do you mean, what took him? We're saying that he ran away by himself.
Yes, that is what we are saying.
I see.
What I am asking you, with no police nearby.
Apologies, right?
It's fine. What? Do I have anything to fear?
I do not believe so. You're in your mind. He was not in his.
So I just need to stay in my mind, I guess.
Well, luckily, we're going to be dismantling that piece of machinery over the next couple of days, and you won't have nothing to worry about. I promise you there.
Good. Excellent. Yes, this all sounds great. Thank you.
Great.
And he'll step away. After about another 90 minutes or so, you start to hear the distant sound of an automobile making its way up the long drive from the main road. For those of you near the foyer, if you look out, you see a hard-top Model T Ford painted black with a few scuffs and scratches. And on the front bumper, on the front bumper, you can see in bold white letters, Angus County Constabulary. And inside, you can easily make out the silhouettes of two men. It pulls up, and they step out of the car. One of them consulting a notepad, a younger one with a somewhat impressive mustache as he chews on a pencil, while the older one with a very high and tight haircut and a square jaw seems to be making something of a show, looking around in all directions as if to reacquaint himself with the place. And they walk up to the front. What do we do?
Yeah, I'm gonna let he's bruised and beaten up now, so I can't let him take point.
Keating?
Yeah.
Keating, yes. Keating is laid up a bit. I mean, he's not unconscious. His damage was not as bad as some others, certainly. But yes,
right. But he's not doing his job right now.
No, he is not. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So then I'll meet them square.
And Crystal McMillan actually comes down the stairs and meets you, stands alongside you at the front door. That's them.
Do you know their names?
That one's McAndrew. She points to the one with the notebook, and the one with the haircut. That's Detective Inspector Black.
And I'm going to guess by the change in your tone, he's the asshole.
Yes.
Got it. Right. Ego? Big ego?
I believe so. I think they find themselves quite impressive.
I see. Got it. Yeah, and then I'll after we have that little tete-a-tete, I'll make myself presented.
She'll stay two steps behind you as you step out.
Right. Yeah, as we step forward, hello. My name's Diarmuid O'Reilly. I'm part of the investigation team that the McMillans hired.
How you doing?
Crystal says, "These are the independent investigators my family hired since the two of you couldn't be damn well bothered." And the Black speaks up. "Now hold on there. We gave a full inspection of the premises. We're just glad your husband's all right. And I'm sorry, Lorelei, you said." And he reaches out and he gives you, like, holds you, does that, like, real macho kind of, whatever they called macho in the 1920s. Just holds your hand.
What's his strength? Because I'll return it and make it clear that he knows that I am much stronger than him.
Yours is, actually, I know what your strength is. Yours is more than his, for sure.
Yes,
and so that there is probably like a show of something, but then he kind of sees that you're holding strong, and definitely you catch like, all right.
And the smile I give him is a smile that's not in the eyes.
Oh dear God.
I mean, look, I know how to handle ego.
What's the opposite? What's the opposite of smizing?
Mouning. I don't know.
Smouthing.
It's mouning.
Smouthing.
And I'll say to him,
Mouth with your eyes.
I'm going to. We should probably make this pretty quick. Macmillans are not exactly pleased with the work you've done. We did your job for you. You're welcome. And also, what do you need to close up your little investigation?
Well, I suppose we need to actually see that the man is healthy and well.
And I turn to his wife. They're going to want to see Mr. McMillan.
Yes, we assumed as much. I'll make sure I'll have it. He'll come down in just a moment.
Lovely. And what else, good sir?
You were the one that found him?
Yeah, correct.
Where exactly?
In the Ron is forgetting
the golf club.
The golf club.
The basement.
In the golf club. In the basement.
Huh.
Did you look there?
We went all through that place.
I see. Clearly you didn't.
Aye, interesting. He said he was trapped there. Was it? Where exactly? And he pushes you, and McAndrew starts to actually speak up at this point. And as he's taking notes, he's like, "No, we went all throughout the basement, all throughout. So wherever." And just out of a sheer curiosity, where he's starts to take notes. And do you tell him about the area under the stairs and things of that nature? Or
I think that's probably okay.
Yes.
I think that's information that we have discussed is fine for them to know.
Right. Yeah, you're able to. And he's, "Oh, all right. No, we did not see that. Oh, fascinating." So it was like a hidden thing of some kind. Well, that's
right, like a trap. You can only go in one way. Like a rabbit trap.
Yeah, these old houses sometimes they have like strange, hidden passageways, things of that nature.
Especially if the previous owners were a bit kitschy.
Down there for a whole month. How are they? How are they trapped there? How could they not get out?
Well, that's where the doctor comes in. The doctor tells me that they were knocked out in some way by an underground gas of some sort, an ammonia of type. And, well, as you, I'm sure, well know, if you learn from your learning, that when someone falls unconscious, their metabolism slows significantly.
I think when we start to get to this point, I think we're going to need a persuasion check.
Yeah, figured that might be the case. Let's see here. Where is it? Sorry, I'm not familiar. Can I, but I'm talking to them. Yeah. See, this is why I was like holding the hand. I want to use intimidate.
Sure. Yeah, I would say I would allow this to be an intimidation. That was
sort of the whole reason of like
that makes sense. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, in this case, I would allow that.
Okay. It is 56 over 45.
Okay.
But I'm going to spend some luck.
Cool.
Which, what, 9?
Actually,
11, right?
Diarmuid, I am so sorry. You do have a bonus die from Dungeon Speedrun.
Thank you, Dungeon Speedrun.
Here it is.
Okay, so 56. Okay. I'll take that. 26 under 45.
Excellent. Okay, that's a regular success.
Thank you, Dungeon Speedrun.
I
will spend 4 luck points to make it a
hard success. Great. Okay. Yeah, between your very gruff and grim demeanor and just your you're just hard spitting facts at these two, but McAndrew is definitely taking things down. He's like, they sort of exchange looks, and McAndrew's, as long as everyone's all right. I mean, that's the most important thing after all, isn't it?
Well, there has been a bit of a kerfuffle. One of the doctors, the one that was, most unconscious, woke up in the middle of the night, early in the morning, almost killed his fellow doctor, smashed the poor butler in the face and threw him to the ground and disappeared off into the woods. I chased after him, but he was very fast.
My God.
So, almost killed him. In fact, an ambulance came to take him away. I assume the ambulance has already come.
It has not arrived.
It's not?
Yes,
okay.
yes,
I assume that it's sort of had. We're waiting for an ambulance to arrive to take him to the hospital. The doctor currently has him stable.
All right. Well, it sounds like we'll have to take some statements. But and as you're, their eyes are wide at this mention of this part of the story. But as you're recounting this, Arthur Macmillan emerges from the house behind you. He gives a cursory greeting and a handshake to the officers. Thank you for your assistance. Assuring them he'll be just fine with a little more rest. Diarmuid, you kind of hang back for a moment as he's just, Officer Black, yes, and Officer McAndrew. This Mr. O'Reilly has been very helpful, and his compatriots. I assure you that I trust they have my full trust to deliver the statements on what has occurred. It was tragic, and then even more tragic this morning. But Diarmuid, you almost it's an impressive performance for someone is barely holding on. But it seems to work. Sure enough, now each of you, I won't make us go through every interaction. If there's anything specific anyone would like to add or anything like that, but basically there is probably over the next hour or so, which includes the arrival of the ambulance, the police start to take everybody's statement. They talk to Keating about the assault. They talk to Peter Craig. And there does seem to be enough of a gathered story of this rescue of the 3 men, followed by the attack of this morning. Dr. Lackey is still unconscious, so they are not able to question him at this time, but they certainly take note of where he'll be going at the hospital and things of that nature. Charlotte, there is something that happens.
Okay.
I want you to make a psychology roll for me.
Yes, absolutely. That was cocked. I'm gonna use no, that's 17 luck points. I fail.
Okay, you fail.
Yeah.
When McAndrew is in the room talking to you and looking over, McAndrew and Black are there in the room looking over the body of Lackey, and they seem to be taking a good amount of time to examine the wounds, or just sort of in listening to the story. Yeah, that's terrible. Well, it's quite lucky you were on the grounds, huh?
Yes. Before Jerome passed out, he said that Donald was like an animal. Terrifying.
And McAndrew takes note of that. And then they continue on their way. You don't catch anything else. But the inspectors stay out front after the questioning is done. The terse interviews keep going, but they give the family their distance as best they could, as they could rightfully tell their presence wasn't overly welcome inside the house. The ambulance arrives, and Charlotte, you assist with the transporting of Dr. Lackey down into the ambulance, and is taken away to the Dundee Hospital. Still unconscious at this time, but they seem, they in their quick inspection of the wounds, they seem to believe as confirming that he'll be all right.
What hospital again is he being taken to?
It is the Dundee Hospital.
The
it is
Dundee Hospital.
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
Great. Okay, great.
But then shortly after the ambulance departs, the two inspectors do as well, making sure to leave their business card. And as they shake your hand, Diarmuid, Inspector Black, not quite meeting your eyes at this point, I'll be letting you know if we have any further questions. But good work you done here.
It was.
And that was that. Time seemed to speed up a little for the four of you after that. As planned, as I understood it, the next day you packed up your belongings and moved the short distance to the now quiet confines of Thistledown Golf Club, doing your best to find comfort in the changing rooms, the golf shop, or the upstairs office and library. Felt a little like indoor camping. But Diarmuid, and with as much help from your friends as possible, you set about the rather strange business of poking and prodding at this machine while still being very careful. Mrs. Grant would pack you sandwiches and various foodstuffs, and you were invited to return to the house at any time. Were there any questions or needs? Charlotte and whoever else, you were able to visit Dr. Lackey at the hospital. Once he was conscious, maybe the following morning, he took little convincing to provide you with instructions on how to dismantle the machine. It only takes a few moments of being with him to realize that the attack from the thing that possessed his friend not only wounded him physically, but may have irreparably damaged his mind. Charlotte, as you stand there next to him, he grasps your hand tighter than you would expect from him. Is it coming from me?
I don't think so, Jerome. I think you're safe. You made it back into your body, right? Donald didn't. He was lost. And I believe that because his spirit was lost in the ether, something was able to take hold of him, but you are here. And I gently put my hand kind of like, is he laying down on the bed? Mm-hmm. So I kind of put like gently and platonically put my hand on his cheek. And I say, but you are here, Donald. Not Donald, goddamn, Jerome, you're here. and you need to stay focused on being here. And if you can think of anything that can provide more information about that space, let me know. And when you're feeling better, I'd like to aid you in some of your research regarding it.
I don't know. But I don't know if I ever want to go back there.
That you don't have to. You don't have to. If you have any books, journals, documentation that I can take with me.
They were at the. They were in the basement in the club.
Everything. Okay. I don't want. You've been through a lot. You've been through a lot, and so I won't worry you about this unless you want to know. If you don't, I honestly suggest you move on with your life, find some place quiet, live a nice life, and do your best.
Just let me know when the machine is done.
I will. I will.
Lorelei, over the ensuing days, you're able to visit the university library in Dundee.
Nice.
You say hello to Amara, your friend there.
Oh, yeah.
Make me a library use roll.
Finally! I've been
I know
waiting.
what you've been waiting for.
I've been waiting to be useful.
Oh, please. You've been so useful.
Oh, this is even better. It's a 19 under 70.
Wow. Nerd.
Yeah, what can I say?
You find a large section on Scottish history with plenty of local interest books, a broad selection of folk tales. And as you look at specifically that area around Thistledown, you find that building that began as a seasonal home for the Earl of Selkirk. But it seemed to go largely unused for years before it was sold to the original developers of Thistledown shortly after the turn of the century. You find mention of the club's opening and closing in a couple different golfing books, some noting that it was then used as a training ground for the British Army before the Great War. Perhaps most remarkable is that you find amongst the articles a photo of the grand opening of the club in the spring of 1903. And in the caption of the photo, you are able to identify the Duke of Montrose, certainly a person of import at the event. And sure enough, just like Dr. Lackey mentioned, at the knee of this Duke, amongst several other children in caps and sweaters, there's a young boy who bears a striking resemblance to Donald Gilmour.
Oh, my goodness. I would also like to look through the folklore books and anything I can find on the occult and delve really deep into that as much as I can.
Sure.
Anything that sounds similar to what we've experienced.
There's so much folklore in the area, things like will-o-wisps, things like hounds of that take, that drag people's souls to the other side, things of that nature. There's a lot of legends of returning soldiers' spirits after the war, a lot of very sad and scared people, but also like a recurring theme of a black hound roaming the countryside. It seems to be there does seem to be a lot of recurring themes, but often it seems to be a clear understanding of grief and things of that nature. But you too, you were able to fully immerse yourself as much as you can in fact, I will let you with that very what is your current occult score?
It's not very high. No, I lied. It's a 45.
I'm going to give you a chance to roll an improvement score of that.
Okay.
Right, so I need you to roll a D100, and this you want to beat the 45. You want to roll over it.
Over it. Okay. It's just zeros.
You rolled 100? Well, that's 100. That's 100. That beats it. Right? I mean, that's literally 100.
Yeah.
Okay. That beats it. I won't count it as a crit, but that definitely beats it. Roll a D10 and you get to add that to your occult score.
Yes. It's only a 2.
A 2. Well,
I mean, it's better than nothing. That's closer to 50, and that's almost half. Okay.
But as the four of you keep going about your business and now armed with this instructions on how to properly dismantle the machine, the four of you, for a matter of a few days, live in this empty half reworked golf club. But you come back to the golf club with a bunch of fascinating books, and the four of you keep your distance or spend time around each other. But Diarmuid, you are greasy and sweating with working as a machinist with your mechanical repair skills in order to dismantle this rather large, very mysterious machine. And I will say that the machine is not any more, nothing is even further illuminated the more you dismantle it. It just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. But you know what it did. But certainly the whole seems to be more than the sum of its parts in this regard. And then a whole lot more things happened, but we're going to get to that after intermission.
Morgan.
We'll be back in 15, friends, to see what comes next for these investigators. But thanks for staying with us, and we'll see you in a few minutes. All right.
You fools! You'll never defeat me. Now face the wrath.
Why is he so hot? What?
I think it's just that epic miniature. It's really doing a lot for me, too.
Yeah, maybe. But he's also kinda...
Silence! As I was saying, face the wrath of my metal army, crafted here in my Eldritch Foundry.
Dude, where'd you get all these minis?
I'm subscribed to Eldritch Foundry's Eldritch Unlimited with unlimited STL downloads. Now, can we get back to...
Eldritch Foundry's amazing! I never thought I'd have the perfect mini for my demon-born, half-elemental, catfolk, warlock, bard multi-class with a bunny wizard familiar, but here she is. Thank you so much for printing her.
Yeah. Sure, Jen. No problem. Now face my wrath! You fools! You'll never defeat me. Now face the wrath.
Why is he so hot?
What?
I think it's just that epic miniature. It's really doing a lot for me, too.
Yeah, maybe. But he's also kinda...
Silence! As I was saying, face the wrath of my metal army, crafted here in my eldritch foundry.
Dude, where'd you get all these minis?
I'm subscribed to Eldritch Foundry's Eldritch Unlimited with unlimited STL downloads. Now, can we get back to...
Eldritch Foundry's amazing! I never thought I'd have the perfect mini for my demon-born, half-elemental, catfolk, warlock, bard multi-class with a bunny wizard familiar, but here she is. Thank you so much for printing her.
Yeah. Sure, Jen. No problem. Now face my wrath!
More spooky times with this lovable crew. In the break, I was reminded that Charlotte wanted to dissect something.
By the way,
Yes.
Lest I forget in all of this hullabaloo.
Can we poke the body with this
Lest
stick?
we forget.
Lest we forget.
little throwback there.
Nice. But certainly, probably, we'll say the night of, after the police and the ambulance are there, under the cover of evening. Who wants part of this party?
Oh gosh.
Lorelei's like, I'm out. I'm
Diarmuid
good.
and Charlotte
That
special.
is for sure.
With
for
so much
sure.
right now, like this woman just got her husband back. Oh, great for her. That's so nice. That must be so nice for her. But also, I don't think she's seen a dead body very often. Maybe once or twice, like at her brother's open casket funeral. But like,
Sure. Certainly
a
not
dead
one
body?
executed in front of you.
Yeah. I think she's
It seems
good.
bad.
She's seen enough.
You probably also know that this is your last night in the manor before you move to the golf club. So we'll say you're enjoying like the bathtub.
She's taking a bubble bath.
Self-care.
Perfect.
Sure.
Perfect.
Bubble bath, hair wrapped up, face mask, all of it.
Cucumbers. Meanwhile, in the garage.
Hello.
Diarmuid pulls this corpse out of the trunk, and Eden and Charlotte. I mean, unfortunately, you're now a little familiar with the smell of what this is like after it's been dead for a few hours, and it is continuing to be. Charlotte, I will say some of the smells start to make. I don't want to say they make more sense because that's awful, but like there is something. Again, that imagery of the aquarium, that imagery and feel of that deep sea vibe that you were getting, not only in your nightmares, but also when you were there in the ether yourself. As you examine this body, it starts to make with that new knowledge, that seems to make a little more sense. Now, I will say that this is nowhere near as advanced as the previous chid that you, where the leg of the chid that you dissected earlier. And so you do see what seems to be a very rapid progression of human body to something else. and it was as if these growths of bone shot out just in the worst Wolverine way possible of its right hand into these dangerous, they're not quite bone, they're more like
shell,
like really hard cartilage, almost like a calcified shark skin.
That actually does make sense.
It does.
Makes sense, unfortunately.
In a terrible way.
In a terrible way. I see what you're throwing down now. So I think Charlotte would like to, with the help of Diarmuid, and depending on what Diarmuid would also like to do, actually, I'll turn to him and I'll say, Diarmuid, Eden, before we, dispose of this, I think we should bisect it. So I think we need to see what the density is of its, where it begins and ends, and where Donald begins and ends. Because I also want to understand if there is a timeline that can be tracked in it. Sometimes like rings of a tree, is if this was growing in Donald longer, or if it was rapid. For those of us who have been to the ether, I think it's important for us to know.
And this is to essentially see if this is something that's preventable, because as of right now, we don't know if sleeping or like what it means to be outside of your mind and become a portal.
Correct. Well, part of it is truly just scientific discovery. But the other most important part is this, can they do it again? And I don't know if we're going to be able to discern it from this body. However, if we're able to see if we can find a beginning, crack open its head, perhaps. Maybe there's something inside there rocking around.
Rocking around the Christmas tree? Sorry.
Rocking around the Christmas tree, the snow globe of his dome.
Oh, God.
You did that.
The best imagery. Sorry, anyway. Continue.
Yeah, because I really don't want to be alarmist. But I saw this happen in my dream when I visited that ether. I saw his limbs being stretched. I saw as a creature pull him. And if I am able to witness it, then I'm afraid that whatever was behind the aquarium glass could also witness me.
Doctor.
Yes.
What I will say is that, unfortunately, being alarmist has helped us in far too many ways than we can count. So, though this kind of thing makes me quite queasy,
terrible, awful.
I do know my way around,
I think we should remove one of its fingers and use it as
use it as a what, Diarmuid?
A knife.
Paperweight. Sorry.
Oh, yes, that is very smart, because we'd assume that it would be able to cut itself,
Correct.
being made of itself.
Right.
How?
That's what I was thinking, at least.
I think that's brilliant. Do you have your machete that you had earlier, a few days ago?
Yeah.
Great. Can you, if you could...
You want to look away?
Yeah, yes, please.
Yeah, and then as soon as she's not looking at severed limbs, I will sever the appendages.
Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, I think as you do that to distract Dr. Charlotte, so what kind of things are you looking for? Just start.
Yes. Yes.
Trying to ignore the vicious cleaving.
Oh, it's not going all the way through. Thwack.
In summary, I think that
this is an Evil Dead sequel right now. This is what this is.
Yep.
I'm really appreciating the juxtaposition of what's happening right now, and then the image of Lorelei in her tub just do 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 do.
I put that to that hand towel.
Yeah.
eating a cucumber off her eye. I made the right choice.
Oh. Is it done?
Yeah, surprising. It's not all bone. It's a lot of cartilage. It's a little easier to get through than bone. Actually.
Incredible. Yes, it's rubber like a shark, which makes sense considering that the air or the substance that would be air in that place is wet, is dense like water. These things swim through the air.
Make another medicine check, Charlotte. Or if you have science, biology, or but I'll take either.
I'm going to spend 2 luck points for a regular success.
Nice. Okay, remember to mark that off. Okay, for a regular success, you notice a few things. Once again, your eyes go to, the blood that has now been spilled in order to remove this appendage. And you make the connection because it is slightly different from the blood of the leg that you dissected 2 nights prior. Mm-hmm. But it is similar as well. It's not quite... Again, speaking to you said it, that's sort of the idea of the progression. You see as if that translucent, almost gasoline-looking, shimmering blood that came from the leg prior, you see some of that in this body of Donald Gilmour, but then you also see hemoglobin. You see red blood. You see so it's as if it's a gradient. It's as if it's halfway there, or is on its way to becoming that. Which you could possibly start to make the connection that you make a horrifying realization that, wait, was that previous Chid a person too?
Oh, God. Okay. Oh, righty then. Great.
Right there, Doc.
So here's the thing. The blood, it mixed with that of the Chids, it appears that it seems that there's some synergy, some sort of a chemistry that is happening with this in a way that sort of alludes that perhaps the Chid that we saw before might have been a person at some point.
I sort of
like a person though. What?
Wait. I have
that's huge.
This has happened.
That's wild, Diarmuid.
This whole thing's wild. If you're looking for shock and awe, there's too much. I don't have any more of that left in me. This whole thing is wild. I just took apart a machine that I can't explain to you how it works. I literally put my hands on it and undid every nut and bolt and can't tell you how it works. Why? I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I didn't jump to it being human.
Oh no, my apologies. My energy is elsewhere because there's a lot of things I don't know.
No. Oh my gosh. No. Honestly, I wasn't even offended. Great. There's a lot happening right now. There's too much, honestly. I think so
one that we killed was a person, you think?
Yes.
So then that begs the question.
Yes.
Was there someone else that went in there with him? Or is that one sourced from a different entire area of people altogether?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that perhaps this isn't the first time, because here's the thing. Jerome said there was a lot of Chids and they all ignored them. And so there's many, which means there's likely many people's bodies or spirits who have gone into the...
Okay, so... But they don't all have to have come from here, right? You're saying that, like...
Right. it could be a global phenomenon.
We just have to set up a machine like the one, and then
or fall into a weird time warpy weird thing.
Yeah.
Well, have you heard of much about submersion tank therapies? The idea of a lot of times patients will be given LSD and they will be into a tank of water or something that will reduce any sensory activation in the body, which would allow for the idea of travel. Some fringe, very fringe scientists might know about that a little bit.
Dilaudid, not LSD. LSD's 20 years away.
Dilaudid, yes. Sorry.
That's great. I just happen to know that about.
Get our hallucinogens. We won't ask.
Yeah.
We won't ask Ron.
Right. No, you're hallucinating.
I've only seen the show Fringe, you guys.
I'm fascinated by chemistry and have been since I was a kid.
I love it.
As you continue to keep sort of peeling away and investigating more, as you said, you're sort of looking for this spot of, is there an origin point? Is there how did this spread? Where did this seem to come from? With your success on a medicine check, it's unclear. It takes some time and it's pretty grim.
Yes.
You're working around, quite a lot of damage to this body at this point. Some of it by Diarmuid and some of it by this transformation. And then on the back of the neck, at the base of the skull, you find something. It's as if you said like a ring of a tree. It's as if there is an epicenter of something.
I see. I am going to, upon discovering that, I'm going to run, grab my notebook, and I'm going to draw it because I want to remember it, and I don't have a camera.
And you draw. It's difficult to draw, but it is like a few rings of calcified skin of this area, and it does take some time to discover that. But it's as if that cartilaginous, that's a real word I don't get to use every day, that cartilaginous texture that has appeared throughout certain parts of his body, it does seem at its hardest there.
Is it raised? Or is it
ever so slightly?
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's like depressed. Apologies. It's depressed somewhat, like sunken in somewhat.
Great. I know this is disgusting. I am going to do it anyway. I have a very thin piece of paper. I rip the paper out. I put it on the back of the neck, and I use my pencil to kind of create like an etch of it. So it's, I want to actually create, if it's a thumbprint, if it's like I want to understand what this is, and I want to have an exact tie-in for it later. I don't know why. It's important to me.
That's gnarly as hell, and I love it. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
You do so. Yeah. I mean, it's yeah. Eden, you are in the corner just watching.
Yeah. Interesting art you're doing there. Oh, what did you blow off of it? Oh.
You've got to let the artist work. You've got to let the artist work. Let it.
I thought she was a doctor. But...
Well, you don't think a doctor's an art.
Fold it. Put it in my journal.
Have you ever just taken the time to examine a human body?
No, not really.
Not even like a lover or...
Whoa, hey.
I do have to say I'm quite busy gamekeeping.
Okay, so... All right. Well, the next time you get the opportunity, even if it's just in a mirror, you should take a look and examine a human body.
I don't think that I would know to put a piece of paper on the stalk of my neck and draw over it.
I'm just saying.
Hey, look.
Also,
don't yuck anybody's yum.
I think we're done here. I
You hold on. No, I did. Look,
I'm done. No, I'm done.
Leonardo da Vinci did a lot of art about bodies here. You've never seen any of those drawings.
Nope.
What are we talking about?
The drawings of Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh, the incredible scientific drawings that show the full human form and all of its axes. Yes.
Exactly, and how it's proportional to
Yes.
the golden mean,
The golden
and all of these
ratio.
different- and the golden ratios.
Yes.
Exactly. You've
Yes.
never seen that, Eden.
You're all saying
you
a bunch
know-
of words I don't.
Did you know that it is damn near impossible with the human hand to draw a perfect circle?
Yes.
But
Almost
Da
impossible.
Vinci could do it again and again and again.
Well, it's all honestly muscle memory. You just do it again and again and again. Draw enough
the
circles. You can draw
perfect
a
circle is almost impossible for the human hand to do. I promise you, I've tried.
We just debate on whether
Just
or not
debate on whether he can actually
draw
do it or not.
circles
Yeah. Well,
as it cuts away.
Eden is very specifically, confidently, I can draw a circle. Stop.
Yeah.
No, it's not a perfect one though.
I've
It'll
done
be
it.
a plant and it'll be more of an ellipsoid than an actual perfect circle.
Very strange, somewhat sociopathic conversation continues.
As we are just covered.
I was going to
in-
say, as Charlotte gives the all clear, and Diarmuid sets about to dispatching the rest of this body. There is chopping, there is burning. We'll spare you the rest of that lovely evening. And Lorelei had a great bubble bath.
I had a fantastic time. She's in a robe, sitting on her bed, eating some charcuterie board. That she
I want to do that.
egged Mrs. Grant into giving her.
that.
She takes a sip of a nice mead or a wine or something, and just having a great time.
Whack!
Gosh.
But also, while we're on this topic, Morgan, she's gonna take a look at her arm and see how the wound is doing.
Yes. The wound itches, but it doesn't. You're looking, and you've been very steadfast about keeping an eye on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to have infected, and there doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary besides just what would be a deep abrasion on your shoulder. So it doesn't seem to have left you any presence.
Great.
So to speak.
Fantastic. She's just gonna poke at it a little bit, decide it's too gross to look at, then go back to her charcuterie board.
Yeah.
I was worried we were going to have to do a gladiator.
Yeah, I had that thought. I had a concern.
No more severed limbs.
Put in some little sorghum in the wound. And then
Oh,
You
sure.
know,
Gross.
it has to happen. It's fine. However, not my first choice.
Gross. But the rest of you pass a lovely evening of camaraderie as you fully. I assume. I mean, it's we won't take you all through the gory details but you fully dispose of Donald Gilmour's body.
We could. I mean, we could do it. It's not hard.
No, we don't.
I'm not
need
going to
to.
make you roll dexterity check for lighting of
I can just describe to you the process of processing.
No, I'm good.
Dissolved him.
I'm actually
Oh, right.
okay.
It's acid.
Which
Yes.
just
I'm actually good.
it's just chlorine plus water. Don't do that, everyone.
Wow. Good to know.
I looked that up.
And remember, and everybody, please be marking in your inventory your strange rubbing of that whatever you took of that your
yes.
artwork. Make sure,
Oh,
because
how
I
many
want to know
dollars-
how that's going to come back to get used later.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
How many doll hairs was it that he gave us?
Oh,
So many.
500?
We're rich.
it was 500 apiece.
Yeah, 500 apiece, which in the 1920s was a lot.
A lot. And so at a certain point, I think we can assume that Diarmuid hands you this envelope with your name on it.
Nope. I disappear the next.
And we never
Lose
see
your accent.
me again. And
Oh my
Ron
God.
exits
The money, y'all.
screen.
Lose his accent. Stops
Would this-
limping.
Would this amount of money change our stat? Because we have a money stat, right?
Oh,
For
that's a
how
good
well we are considered.
question. Let
Yeah,
me
because I was
look
just about
into
to say
that.
my assets just jumped up a quarter.
Yeah.
Right. Credit rating is still a stat that's a little tricky for me, so let me answer you that question off stream.
But I think that's tied to wealth.
I'm rich
than, like, what we
again.
have in our pocket.
It ain't nothing.
But we can add it to our
I
wealth,
see
and it
cash.
might
Yeah,
add
yeah,
like 1 point or something.
For
But,
sure.
You know,
Absolutely.
1 point is 1 point.
Yeah.
It's true.
You got some real wham, some real walking around money. But yes, and once again, I mean, with this sort of extra payment, Eden, it becomes clear to you that, like, with it comes an expectation of discretion. Yeah. But this time continues. This time, now that seems to be that the danger seems to have passed for the moment. Diarmuid,
Yes.
do you send a telegram back to SDI?
Of course I do. Yes. Yes. I probably should have mentioned that. Yes.
No, that's fine. In the course of that next few days, when you're finally able to contact them at Securitas, your superiors, you receive a quick response within the same day. Excellent work. Stop. Glowing reviews from clients. Stop. Be mindful of press, as some are already curious about details of case. Stop. Once settled, come to London office and check in with Barker. Stop.
Copy.
Which Barker, last you checked, was in the New York office.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he's in the London office, you clock as a little odd. Sure enough, the next day, as the group of you are back at Thistledown, hard at work on the machine and doing what you can, Gordon Macmillan arrives to visit, poking his head around the basement with kind of a cursory curiosity. But this is where it all happened, huh?
Hello, Gordon.
Hi, Gordon.
Hello. Nice to see you all. I thought I'd bring the good news, literally. And under his arm, he has copies of the London and New York Times. Cat's out of the bag. The gas leak story seems to be sticking just fine.
Oh.
The four of you even got a mention. Well deserved, of course. Lorelei, as you take this, you see low on the front page, you see the headline, Missing Macmillan Found. Publishing magnate safe and sound in Scotland home. And sure enough, as you scroll the article, you see there's mention of other individuals along with Macmillan were trapped inside a construction site, partially incapacitated by a hazardous chemical leak. The next paragraph down, your name catches your own name catches your eyes. After weeks with no word, the family employed independent investigators Diarmuid O'Reilly, misspelling.
Incredible. Good.
Unlike me. It's the wrong one. Good.
Lorelei Shepherd, Charlotte Mantis, and Eden Danforth to assist in the finding. The quartet located and rescued the men on the afternoon of December 25th. Happy holidays indeed. And the article ends there.
Well, good to know it has turned out all right in the public eye as well.
Well, job well done. I've got to go to London.
What?
I've got to go to London.
Why? I mean, I guess that makes sense. We're done, probably.
Can I come with you? There's some people I'd like to visit.
Well, I was just about to be like, hey, I'm gonna miss you, and I hope you would come with me to London, all of you.
Wait, you're
You think
inviting
you were
us
going to
to
get rid of
London?
us that easily?
No, I was hoping I was not going to get rid of you. I want you to come to. Barker is in London, and I find that a bit odd.
I would love to be in London. There's many people I need to contact.
I'm happy to be invited.
Is this Da Vinci guy in London?
Okay, so Da Vinci's dead. He's been
Are we
dead
talking
a long-
Leonardo?
When did that happen?
Thank you. See, I mean, I'm telling you, in 20 years, 30 years, he's gonna be everywhere. I'm telling you.
I sold a piece of his for millions of dollars.
Oh, I
It
never
was-
heard of him.
Was it
An
actually
incredible
a piece of his?
Yes. It was a piece of a sketch. Not a full painting, obviously. Those are much harder to come by. But it was an estate sale piece, just a sketch of a body. It was beautiful.
never heard of him. But
how have you never heard this? Drives me insane.
Okay, when we go to London, we're taking you to a museum. We will go through all the art exhibits. I will show you my favorites. I have very good taste. We'll show you Monet.
Ooh, Monet. I
Some
do enjoy a good
Botticelli.
Ooh.
I also like
at
a
everybody
man.
else's faces.
Some Van Eyck, some Vermeer, some Rembrandt. Ooh.
Trying
That's
to see if there's anyone I recognize, and I know. Lexi does. Eden does not.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
To be clear.
To be clear.
And on top of it, Eden, we can go to a pub. How does that sound?
Oh, that would be great. I do
Yes,
know
that
this.
sound good?
I do. Yes.
Lexi is tortured as heck.
Yeah. I love this. This is.
Did you catch the part where I told you that Barker's in London?
Yes.
All right, just making sure.
Is that someone?
Who's
that
Barker?
The man in New York that we.
You're talking about Bennett.
No, actually, Barker, to be clear, Barker
Benny.
is your superior at SDI.
Never mind. I lied to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
Well,
Yes.
so it's not Benny.
My
He's not
boss
Ben-
is in London, and that's weird to me.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Where
if that's
are they
weird to you, it's
normally?
weird to me.
It should be weird to you.
I
Okay.
would like to do some shopping.
Honestly, I would love to launder my clothes and do all of those things as well.
Money.
Get a new suit. A pantsuit.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Wow, you are going highfalutin if you're gonna get a whole pantsuit.
Do you know me at all?
No,
Lorelei
that's the
Shepherd, have we
point.
met? I am a highfalutin woman.
Yes, you are. That part I've noticed.
Do you think your boss is in trouble and needing assistance?
No. I'm not going to get into the details of that there. Let me just say that either something's wrong or I did something wrong, and I don't think it's the
Oh.
second one. So,
Okay.
I'm having a feeling, and I'm not claiming to be psychic here, but I'm having a feeling that this is going to lead to us doing something else now. I have a
I
feeling
hope
we have
so.
become a bit of a troop.
I mean, that would make sense to me every time I talk to him. It's afterwards. He's like, "Well, go do this thing," and I'm like,
Yes.
"Okay, well, I'm going to go do that thing."
Another
now."
mystery to solve.
Right.
I solve a lot of them. They rely on me. So, now that I've got people who can make it easier and better, I'm into it.
So I have a bit of a confession. I don't really actually want to go back home. So if we can go to London, that sounds great.
You think I want to go back home? What do
I
you
don't-
think I've been doing for the last 14,
Well, I mean-
10 years of my life?
Right? And this, as terrible as it is, elbow deep and just unknown viscera, I feel alive. I feel
Yes.
like
Eat.
this.
Do you know who Shakespeare is?
Oh, a great point. We may have to see some plays.
We are going to have to go see a couple
I'll
of
tell you all the dirty
Ugh.
details. Everything in Shakespeare is about sex, and I am not kidding.
She
I will
is
tell
not
you
kidding.
all about
It is
it.
all that.
For
Even
a
when
split
they're
second,
joking about it, it's
I thought about being a dramaturg. For a split second, and then
Oh,
That was the snobbiest thing I've ever heard.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Me, snobby,
I love it so much.
from the Shepherd family. No.
I'm
Hardly.
sure that Lady Milligan wouldn't mind if I stepped away. I would like to drop off the money with her, for sure.
Can
Don't
we
you want
meet
to-
the lady?
Keep a little for your trip.
I'm sure that I will, but
Okay.
I don't know what to do with all of this, and it feels dangerous to carry it.
Yes,
In your purse.
understandable. Yes.
So
You could put it in a bank.
If you trust a bank.
that's.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
true.
that, but I didn't want to say it out loud. Yes.
I mean, they're royal ones. You tend to trust the royal ones
Do
Yeah.
you?
on occasion. I mean, I don't have any other option. Or
Fair.
haven't until recently. So.
I say as a person with a bank account.
Yeah, us poorer people don't often have the options.
Okay, make me feel bad, why don't you?
I'm not trying to. I'm just saying.
I will use my wealth to buy us all drinks at a pub. How about that?
sounds great.
First 3 rounds are on me.
the disassembling of the machine is completed, and you all stand there in this basement room looking at this pile of parts. Diarmuid, I assume you've done a fairly organized, military-esque job of, putting it, like, getting it out in that way. But as the four of you stand over these tubes and pipes and casings and levers and switches and cables, it's hard to believe that all of this adds up to a doorway to another world. But somehow it does.
Diarmuid,
Yeah.
when you were dismantling this, was there a piece that seemed particularly important? Something that could not easily be replicated and was vital to the machine?
Ooh.
Good idea.
For the most part, it felt like it was normal machine parts, as you would do any other machine, but it was odd. It was rather normal, and I couldn't put together exactly how it worked.
Is there like an engine-looking thing? Or is the beating heart of this machine?
Well, it was definitely electrical. So the beating heart seemed to be more of some sort of battery, maybe sort of like a battery, not explicitly like storing energy, but a transfer. So
Lorelei, roll a knowledge roll.
I can do that. I was so afraid you were going to be like, it's a machine or an electrical repair roll, which I don't have.
You have a bonus from Dungeon Speedrun. You okay?
I'm great. I'm fantastic. I'm doing real good. It's a 2 under 80.
Wow!
I don't think I need the extra dice.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right, terrific. I love you. As you're having this discussion about looking for a specific core or something, and you can sense that Diarmuid doesn't really have, that clear answer. Your eyes drift over to the small chalkboard where you saw that equation. The same equation, the same chalkboard that Charlotte wrote on from the other side. But that seems to be, in terms of the thing that can't be replicated, the thing, the X factor, so to speak.
It's the formula itself.
Yeah.
I think
whatever that formula means, and again, I don't care if you do have mathematics score, I won't even let you roll for it.
She doesn't.
Well, what if I have cryptography, though?
Ooh.
Morgan said no. Stop.
These are experimental physicists who did nothing but this for 30 years.
Maybe beyond all of that.
Yes.
I think Lorelei already wrote it down. If not, she would write it down in her little pocket journal.
Yeah.
Well, I still have the whole notebook.
Nice. Okay. Then she would write down exactly as it is written on the chalkboard and then clean the chalkboard off.
Good idea.
So that no one can come back and recreate this thing.
Before she does it, I want to make sure that equation is in the notebook.
Yeah, I'll say that between you, you've made sure it's copied one or two places or things of that nature, for sure.
Okay.
I'm also going to keep a fuse.
Smart. Yes.
Just for myself, just as a keepsake.
A little memento.
Oh, just a keepsake.
My lucky fuse.
Yeah, it's a little tiny token.
The fuse to the machine that took us to other worlds. Yeah. Yep.
Makes sense.
I'd like to, if we're just taking stuff, I want to make sure that I am taking or making copies of anything that is tied to the subconscious and dream states.
Sure. There's things in
their theories of what the ether is, because they went there a couple times, right?
the books that they had left behind, you do find a couple on etheric travel and things of the unconscious and the subconscious. Studies of that.
Perfect.
And that begins your sort of gathering of your things, and you're packing up and packing out. You're able to do this before New Year's.
And sorry, one last thing. While
Sure.
I'm finishing up the machine,
Yeah.
I will ask each of our friends if they need their guns cleaned.
Oh, I don't think I've shot my little Barbie blaster.
We're only calling it that from now on.
My little Barbie blaster.
Perfect. I don't remember if you had either, but I mean that's something over the course of the days that I think certainly Diarmuid.
Yeah.
Again, we're sort of playing
Just
fast and
offering
loose
to them.
time, and that's great.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Aw.
I think the only thing Eden will do. Sorry, everybody's
No.
picking up books. I think Eden will pick up a book and then put it down. That's it.
I'm obsessed with you.
Not for me.
I
Can't
love
do
it.
it.
I love
Boring.
it so much.
Boring.
Boring.
Lorelei's going to take a strip of metal from it that is easy enough to fit into a bag, but her goal is when we get to London to make a piece of jewelry for everyone from the metal.
Interesting.
As like a reminder of what we've done.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Also, I'll say in between this time where the publishing of the newspapers with your names in it seems to, for some of you, there is a feeling of like not unease, but sort of having your name out there in this way is new in an exciting but also a little scary way.
Charlotte does not like it.
Does not like it.
Nope.
Lorelei.
They got my name wrong.
They did. Lorelei, you receive a telegram from your friend, Professor Smith.
Ah, Julius.
It comes to it arrives at the Dundee station, and it finds its way to you through Keating, most likely. Kudos to you, my friend. A most curious case. Cannot wait to hear more details. Giving a talk in January you will find most interesting.
I'm going to send back a message just saying, old friend, meet me in London. See you soon.
Excellent. Is there anything else, Lexi or Eden, would you like to speak to the Lady Milligan before, or is there a gathering of things and packing up? How would you like to leave if you are leaving with the others?
I think honestly she doesn't know how to pack. I think that she has to go to Lady Milligan because she needs to borrow a bag.
Aw.
And she needs to figure out. She doesn't know how this
And
works. Like she stayed overnight at this place, but
And she's your bank.
yes, she is my bank. So I think I'm just like very much. I think I need to talk to her. And
Would you take the three others with you?
or
Because
would
Diarmuid would push it. He was already starting to. Or
Lorelei
would
wants
you-
to meet the hot old lady.
I mean, we don't know she's hot. Like
I know in my
Serena.
soul. I
You
can
do
feel
know
it in
your
my
she's
body.
hot.
You do know
Charlotte
your
doesn't know.
soul. She
Charlotte's
is
not looking
royalty.
for love.
You know, it's just public figure.
Lorelei knows. Just it's a thing.
you never look for it.
Maybe she is a little bit psychic, but it's only about if someone's attractive or not.
God, what a
So
skill.
funny.
you have hot radar.
Hot radar.
Yeah, I'll bring them with me. Mostly, I think because I know that when I first mentioned Lady Milligan, Diarmuid immediately was like, "Could we meet her?" So I think that
I was not that far. It was later. It was when you said you had to go back to her. I was like, can we meet her now?
right. I think that you're a friend and she can share this, so she will bring you all with her. Yeah.
And there is, I will say, before you leave Thistledown and leave the Macmillans, there is again a clear, strong feeling from Arthur Macmillan that whatever you need.
Oh.
So you may all, if on your character sheet, there is a section for meaningful relationships.
Oh.
You can make sure that Arthur Macmillan is there. You have a rich friend.
Yay!
Amazing.
A wealthy publishing friend in the hills of Scotland who owes you a favor.
I also want to make sure to say goodbye to Crystal because we had kind of bonded.
Yes, certainly.
Just give her like a forwarding address if she ever needs to get in contact with me.
Absolutely.
I'll do the same with Jerome as well.
Oh yeah, blonde man.
Yes. Jerome takes it without much further word. Jerome is still remaining very quiet, but he does offer something in the way of a smile. But he takes the contact and he has it now. And so the four of you arrive at this beautiful manor house belonging to the Lady Flora Milligan.
Okay. So before, when I walked you to a grand house you'd never been to before, you didn't really handle directions well. So this time, I really need you to listen to me when I say you don't approach her out of turn. You don't talk to her out of turn. Always call her Lady Milligan unless she tells you otherwise, and even then, guard yourself. And she doesn't know any of what happened. Well, the deep details of things. So keep that to yourself. But otherwise, I'm sure she'll be curious to meet you all.
Best behavior.
In our defense, we weren't hired to figure things out for Lady Milligan. So
we will be respectful, though.
no, that's what I mean. Like,
yes.
Right? She's a lady. She's part of the royal court. Means respectful. Like you gotta tell any of us that we have to be respectful
sweating.
to the royals.
I've never seen you like this, my friend.
You need to get it together.
Well,
This is a great side of you. I'm having a good time.
Never met a royal before, so.
Oh well, you're going to be a natural. And I think I slap him on the back and walk up to the door that I know is going to open before I get there.
And sure enough, a few steps from the door, it opens, and you all see the face of the stern housekeeper, Eloise, who seems to eye you. Well, she looks past Eden quite quickly. New friends?
Yeah, moving up.
Are they hungry?
I'm sure they are.
I can eat a bit.
Come in.
I like her.
Wipe your shoes.
Wipe.
Amazing.
But the four of you get the feel of this stunningly, again, 18 bedrooms. But as far as you can tell, the only people here are the Lady Milligan and Eloise, and now the four of you. It is not as if she keeps a large amount of staff around. But as you make your way in, and Eloise informs you that the lady's in the dining room.
Okay. All right. I dust my coat off, and I turn to my friends and just terse nod, and then enter the room.
I like this, Eden.
I can't help play a knight. It doesn't matter the game. It doesn't matter the game.
Are there paladins in Call of Cthulhu? There are now.
I will make one.
You all get the sense, long, beautifully polished dining table. Not fully set, of course, that would be ostentatious, but everything seems to be kept just so. Fire in the fireplace, windows looking out onto beautiful white landscape beyond, and a copse of trees. And sitting on the far end of this dining room table, dining and picking, but she's not eating. She's eating her her lunch with beautiful silverware. She looks up, and you see this woman, hair braided beautifully, as if real time has been taken. She is wearing trousers, but an expensive seeming blouse, as if she was getting ready to go out, or as if this was her more active outfit. But Eden, you've brought friends.
Yes, Lady Milligan. So
Are these the Americans?
I am.
just one of them is American, but the rest live in America for sure.
Apologies.
I wouldn't claim that title, but
I would not.
It's not a title, it's just accurate.
not for me.
Oh, no, for me.
Pardon me, while I make a quick roll.
We're already being so weird.
She looks at each of you. I don't know any of you, do I? Well, it seems like the whole world knows you now, and she'll toss the newspaper across the table. Congratulations.
It's well deserved. They're the smartest people I've ever met. So.
Very kind.
Fascinating.
Well, I came by because they are traveling to London, and I think they need a gamekeeper. So.
A gamekeeper in London. Aye, there is certainly plenty of worthwhile prey down there, isn't there?
I agree. I think I could be very helpful there.
I'm sure you could, dear. You all clock. I won't even make you roll a psychology roll. You all clock the way she looks at and talks to Eden is different than the way she looks at each of you. She's not cold to each of you. She's quite welcoming, but there is real warmth and concern in her face as she senses Eden is stepping outside herself to kind of ask this thing.
I do you have I hate to ask you for something, but I think I need a bag. I think that's like a suitcase or something.
Yes, dear. I've got about 1 million suitcases. No problem.
And I guess me and the gift you gave me we're going to London, which is kind of interesting. That they talked about plays and musicals and something else.
We're going to take her to a museum.
Mm-hmm.
And we promise to keep her safe.
Yes, Eden is our friend.
Mm-hmm.
Eden, why don't you go with Eloise and tell her to grab some of my favorite luggage out of the closet?
Sure. She will turn and give like a warning glare, like this is the moment I prepared you for.
You got this, but if you mess up,
don't fuck this up. And I will leave with Eloise.
She's very dear to me.
That's good. Eden has proven herself to be extremely level-headed, professional, and kind. It makes sense that she's dear to you.
She is an exceptional person.
Indeed. And though she is quite strong, there are ways she's quite fragile. I just do not take her toughness for invulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
You've known Eden for a long time.
Hey.
How did you meet? I mean, you care awfully a lot about her.
She lost her father in a terrible circumstance.
Oh. so sorry. Well, and you took her in, or?
I found her.
Oh.
She was, well, she was squatting, if I'm being honest. But she's become something quite important to me. And though I may not have known the three of you when you walked in, I know you now. So take care.
We promise.
Yes.
Enjoy London. I'll make sure to pass along my recommendations for places to go.
Oh,
thank you.
Recommendations from you. Wow. Yes, that's good. Thank you.
As well as places to avoid, of course.
Also very good. Important.
Yes. Eden, as Eloise, you are coming back downstairs. There's a knock at the door. Of the front door of the house. A strong knock. Eloise looks a little annoyed as she's missed the entrance of someone.
You're slacking, Eloise. She's like, all
right, shut up. But the two of you make your way back down into the foyer, and she goes straight to the door. And when she opens the door, your breath catches in your throat. Because standing in the doorway is a tall, imposing man with handsome dark skin and short gray hair. He's dressed in a simple coat and slacks, but his clothes look well kept and tailored. His face is of a man who's lived a fascinating life. A scar runs from his cheek down to his neck, and his forehead bears more lines than a map of the Himalayas. He holds his hat in his hands, and he smiles at Eloise humbly. You haven't seen this man in years, but you recognize him immediately. Hello. Sorry to bother. I was told I could find Eden Danforth on these premises. And you see your Uncle Monty standing at the door. Eloise. Yeah, yes. Eden Danforth. She's right there. And the face of this man, your uncle, looking across this beautiful... He gives you a smile that makes your blood run cold. Well, look at you. Who'd have thought? We have so much to talk about, little Eden. The three of you, having left the awkward but comforting conversation, come around and you hear this strange voice, and you see this. And Eden, how do you look?
You would recognize the look in her eyes, in her face, as the split second that Dr. Charlotte realized just how terrifying the house we were entering, or the golf club we were entering was. This moment before insanity, but prolonged. I think that you see that look on her face.
Lorelei's gonna go and stand next to Eden.
I hope I'm not imposing. I find myself in a time of needing assistance, and I've been praying to the Lord. Praying to the Lord for help. And I saw I saw my own flesh and blood in the newspaper. And I need your help, Eden. Will you talk with me?
You have a minute.
That's where we're going to stop tonight.
I'm gonna fight you, Morgan. Morgan, when I find you, Morgan. Morgan, when I find you, Morgan.
So we're killing him, right? We've already become murderers.
Already
Scary.
Why don't we
Already
just lean
thinking about
into it?
It's almost like
Already
Morgan
saying.
Peter Brown played a bad guy on a show. Jesus
Unheard of.
Christ.
Morgan.
That was chilling.
Oh, boy. What do you mean?
What do I mean?
It was so subtle and chilling, and I feel unwell.
It's her Uncle Monty.
No, we don't like him.
I don't like him.
Oh, it's
I don't like
scary.
him.
It's scary. I'm
It's
so
currently
conflicted about
Uncle
him.
Monty. It will
Eden-
soon
Eden's-
be a pile of flesh and bones.
Eden's been keeping a lot from you guys.
Just a little bit.
That's fine. You can keep your secrets. They might come back to bite you at some point.
All right,
God, I
Gandalf.
love this game.
Oh my
So
goodness, I love you, friends. It is so great to be back here with all of us together, and all of you chat. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for your help in telling this story. And we're just getting started.
Gosh.
Yay. Okay. Amazing. We like to end every episode with the reading of certain higher level patrons. I forgot to send it to you guys. Let me make sure that we've got it. 1 second. Riff. Give me a minute.
Riff.
Okay.
My mind
Hey,
just went completely.
Donald on the run.
Yeah, I
Can
said
make
the
a
word riff
confession?
until I could think regular thoughts.
I know.
Can I make a confession real quick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Does anybody else, when they hear the words "cops of trees," like my brain is always like, "There's cops in the trees." There's cops in the trees.
That
My
phrase.
brain goes,
What?
I think of like corpse. Yeah.
Corpse in the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine
Yeah.
always
Cops
goes.
of trees?
Cops up
trees.
there
It's
in
a
my
real
trees.
thing. It's like a collection of trees.
I've never heard it
another word
before.
for it.
It is. Yeah. It
It's a
is.
cutie pie little
It's a
collection, yeah.
small collection of trees. But you're right. It is corpse without the R.
Yeah.
It is
Oh, that's
all
my band's name. Corpse Without the R.
corpse without the R.
That sounds like such a 2000s emo. name.
People who read like cops like
Cops? No. No. There's
I
other
already-
letters.
I already can't wait for the short rest tonight. And we'll get to the short rest in just a moment after. We've got to finish this. Once again, patreon.com/the dungeon run. Make sure you catch the short rest just starting at $5 a month. We get into some real fun stuff after every episode. But we like to read off the names of certain higher level patrons and styles of their choosing. It is all in your email. You have it there in front of you, my friends?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, perfect. We are going to start with Team Force of Shadow with a suggestion from Angel Devilson. Their suggestion is homebrew curses on new D&D magic items.
Oh, I love that.
I thought we would have fun with this one.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so
I
we've got
just found this dagger.
Oh, that dagger is a dagger of pistachios. You just have to say the code.
make a Constitution saving throw, or suffer the. You will immediately think you're nuts.
Physically.
I rolled my d20, but I got a fail waffle.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay. Well, when you fail waffle, you get hit with the pancakes of Lincoln Break. Somebody help me out. I'm struggling.
Actually, I thought that with my wand of pistachios, that the pancake. I think that I'm actually resistant to pancake.
Oh, I see.
I found a kukri called the Black Kakari.
That's what that is.
Blow on it. That's an instrument,
That
right?
you pulled out of the stone. Did you touch that?
I did.
Yeah?
I mean,
Okay.
With your right or your left hand?
It is my. I gotta hold it. It's my right hand.
Oh no!
You're such a gateway guy.
Yeah. You become the curse of the gateway guy.
Oh no!
You are now a gateway for demons to come into the world because you touched this magic item.
Actually, yeah, but I think there's a difference between demons and devils in this world.
Yes, there is. Thank you. I've read the monster manual. Thank you.
That's it.
And as we all know, all devils come from Idaho Judd, which is
it's by Faerun.
It's the new 10th level of hell. Idaho Judd.
Abracadabra each other with their cursed items.
Well, I mean, good luck.
Items.
So this is my first session. What is that? What is that? Is that it? It looks like an abracadabra.
Yes.
We'll teach you next time because
that?
Unfortunately this is going to be a TPK.
Right.
What does that mean?
Sorry,
it stands for total party.
Let's roll up new characters.
Total party kisses.
Total party kisses.
New characters.
That was what everybody was hoping would happen with Lady Milligan. Sorry.
What a TPK.
Someone stop me from naming this episode Total Party Kisses. Thank you, Team Force of Shadow. We appreciate you. I know. I'm sorry. That was very silly. Okay. For Team Force of Light, however, we do have a suggestion from Idaho Judd. This was a newer one. Trying to talk your way out of a parking ticket.
Okay, so I wasn't speeding necessarily.
Going 65 and a 35.
So you see, like, what happened is, see this, I'm going to a pool party, and the Festive Life Preserver kind of popped off in the back, and it the force of it caused me to lurch forward, which caused me to punch the gas.
See, what I think is
there's
that
so many of you.
You're being a real city racing girl here.
No, we were wearing our 2 masks and everything.
Yes.
Like, I promise. I promise.
I don't know about that. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. Last time we had a city racing girl here, she's now an angel devil sin in heaven, you know? So, I mean, we just need people to be safe.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Are you all members of the Ghostbusters Quick Response Unit? Because that's like a legit way to like speed.
No,
Ron, what is going on with your hair? Sorry, that is incredible.
Keep it.
So beautiful.
The little pompadour poof.
So good.
I love it.
Sorry.
So we're not again going to a pool party, but our dad is. Yes. Our dad, absolutely part of the Ghostbusters Quick Response Unit. Do you know what I mean?
Changing your story an awful lot. That sounds kind of like a Fender.
But our dad changes different.
Sure.
Look, the Ghostbusters Quick, the GQRU only gets to make 2 dungeon speed runs a week around here, and last I checked, y'all filled your quota on 2.
Yeah,
you know,
they've already got their 2.
Yeah,
so we're not giving them a 3rd.
Again, there's so many of you police officers around our car. I just want to say that out loud. It's giving me a lot of Bereva right now.
There's only 2 of us. We don't know this guy.
Let me be the one to say it. They're all unbearably loquacious. I just want to know, if you want to get out of this ticket, do you have just jewels?
Oh my God, yes. I absolutely have the drug Just Jewels. Here you go.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, this guy is not a cop. So you're just peddling drugs in front of 2 actual cops.
All right, let's get him.
That in itself is unbearable.
Side effects of Just Jewels will make you unbearably loquacious.
I love the reveal that I'm not even a cop. I'm just there having conversation.
The guy who decided to pull over and be a part of this interaction,
trying to give us out. Like, he's like, "Are you part of Ghostbuster Quick Response Unit?"
He was already on the side of the road. Do you have drugs, really quick?
Wait, yeah, will that help? Sure, dude.
It's all good.
Oh, we're in a mood tonight, my friend. Thank you so much, Team Force of Light and Team Force of Shadow. Thank you, patrons. Thank you, everybody. Thank you I love you guys. We'll be back with episode 9. This was episode 8 of Forbidden, coming real soon, next week. So as who's Uncle Monty? What's this about? How long is he for this world? We'll find out.
How long is he for this
Not
world? Good
long.
questions. Valid.
I need
Queen
your
upset
help,
and
liver.
her posse goes insane. We're like little feral chihuahuas that just circle you.
Yep.
I
Love you
don't know
so
how my
much.
fingers ended up in your liver suddenly.
Crazy.
I'm
Your
so
eyeballs are
sorry.
out. How
Can
did
you
that
feel
happen?
that? I'm so sorry.
I think it's going to be a real spirited short rest.
Darn.
Thank you, friends. We love you. Have a great night. Take care of yourselves. Humankind. Be both.
Be both.
Bye.